Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tina and thank you for letting me be here with you. I am doing another video in the continuation of the series for the Thankful card kit from PhotoPlay. It's, if you've been following the series, we're on card 6. I say it every time. I love an autumn color palette, but you'll be able to just click on the playlist, the Thankful card kit playlist right here on the channel, and you'll get all the videos, including the extras that are going to be part of this series. So that'll be a lot of fun. We are on this card right here. And what I like to do is make it once their way and then make it again using stuff from my stash. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, one of the things I noticed, I am planning on making it their way, is I had some edging on my paper. And whenever that bothers me, I'm using brown. I like to take a broad tip marker and just trace my pieces. This really does kind of hide any little extra that's on the edges, and I like that a lot. Okay, here we go. And we'll just get all these pieces done, and I'm probably going to do this with the other one. Now, I will tell you, I've already cut this apart, obviously, but for the second card, when we remake it, I'm going to show you how I cut it. I just cut one to save some time, and I probably should have switched them. So you could see me cut this one because now you'll go one way and then have to go another. Maybe I'll go ahead and cut that and set it aside. See a little bit on that, so I just went a little thicker. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I took all my pieces off, and I grabbed my 2 stickers from the sticker sheet. It's my picture right there. And then I grabbed, they're right here. I noticed they always group the stickers pretty much. For the most part, they're kind of by each other. All right, let's go ahead and cut this other one, and then we'll use this one, and I'll put this aside. Okay, so I have this down to the square, and I can already see I have a little bit of an edge on here. And since I have the edge and I'm right here, I'll go ahead and try to cut it off. When they don't come off, which is often when I'm trying to cut, a minuscule amount off, I still like to cut the minuscule amount off because it helps me with my scissors. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to look right through. This is where it's so important to have a cutter that allows you to see exactly what you're doing. And I'm just kind of moving and twisting to get on those cut lines for every single one of these. Yes, I know it would be... I always cut up. So yes, I know that if I would cut down, it would save me time. But I can't do it. I will cut down every once in a while, but my hand does not naturally want to go that way. So, all right, so you can see all these pieces just come apart like this because what we're going to do is when we put it together, we're going to leave really small gaps in between them. I'll show you that card one more time. Here you go. Now, I like this design so much. It's so great, and that's one of another way to get some value out of these particular kits is to use the sketches again and again. I will probably measure this out and figure out how I can make some more of them, and I may even create a design space file. I highly suggest these kits. I'm loving crafting. It's very easy. They're just simple projects that don't look like they were simple projects when they're done. They really have just enough. And if you want to add all kinds of special things to them, they offer that as well in the designs for you to kind of change things up. I think I need to change my blade. All right, add that to my list, my ever-growing list. We all have them. Okay, so now I just kind of have all those pieces, the edges done. That'll give me some more depth and dimension as well. All right, let's grab a card base. You get 8 in the kit. I have had to add some card bases. Okay, I'm going to lay this out first because I need to kind of make sure that my gaps are going to be remotely close. All right. I also feel like I'm getting ready to sneeze. I just want to warn you, this is live. So it might happen. There we go. And this way, and we want to leave about, I believe it's like 1/8 of an inch. Let's check the wonderful instructions that are included. Ha ha ha. Okay, it says 1/8 of an inch gap. You get full instructions for these, so you gotta love that. And I just want to get an idea that I'm not going to leave too much or too little. You can see here with how I have it lined up that I'm just not at that 1/8 of an inch. I'm short, which is what I tend to do. Okay, I think that looks, oh my gosh, I really like that. Yeah, that looks better now that I put it. So that's kind of why I'm laying them out. All right, I want to make sure that I get a full 1/8 of an inch on this now and not, nope, that's smaller. Full 1/8 of an inch. I don't want it to be smaller than that. There we go. Okay, and I can see this one here is also too big. Now, when something you can also do is use almost no adhesive, and then get all the pieces on, you know, one teeny tiny little piece of adhesive on each one, and then after they're all on, you can just use your precision tip glue and put a little bit of adhesive underneath of them using that, if you really struggle with getting that. I'm never going to measure. I know what I'm willing to do. I'm not going to measure or use, but if you want to, you can measure and use a pencil and, you know, measure it all out. And, you know, I'm sure that would be great too. Whatever makes your crafting process happy. I love this design. I don't know where it came from, but I do know that I've never made it before, and that's really exciting for me. And you may want to measure it out if it's very important for you that everything is spot on and all of those gaps are perfect, then you might want to measure it out. I'm going to say that I'm okay with good enough. And remember, done is better than perfect any day. Okay. For a minute there, I was going to say, guys, it gets even funnier because I put it on wrong, but I guess it would have looked okay like that, but I'm okay. So there's our card. All right. And we are good to go. Trying to see, no, I'll have to get a blade out of my other area. All right, so now we are all set up and we have these on. Let's grab the other pieces. This card is pretty simple. I'm going to be bringing in some of this hemp twine that I have. It's really stiff, but one of the things in all the kits I've had so far is they tell you to add thread. And so I've been putting in different twine and stuff, and I've even used some up, which was really great. So I'm going to add some of that. I'm going to put both of these on foam tape. It's like luck of the draw when I go in here as to what kind of foam tape I'm going to be pulling out. I have so many supplies that I'm using up, and I'm real happy about it. I'll use, see, here we go. I have a whole piece gone. A whole piece. Good luck, a whole piece. All right, celebrate our small victories. I think I'll use different foam tape for that one because I need to. These are two different dimensions of foam tape. That's something that I have a lot of. This one here is thicker, so it's going to stick off a little bit more. Just grabbing. And I'll make sure that there's a link in the description for where you can get this. And then I'm also right now adding to my website all my favorite craft finds and all of that. It is brand new, so thanks for bearing with me. All right, here we go. We're going to put this just like it is right here, but you can see they have this thread that kind of does this twirly whirly thing around it. I've never done that before. Nope. We're going to go with it. See what happens. I'm going to use some glue dots, maybe shove it underneath, maybe make a hot mess and do something totally different because you never know what's going to happen. All right, this says give thanks. We'll put that right in the center. There we go. Okay, let's grab some of this hemp. All right, and I know that it's kind of supposed to go outside of it, so I'm going to try to play with this. This hemp twine is not always, it holds shape. It just doesn't like to spin a lot. All right, so I have a little bit here. Looking through my, all right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, with the glue dot, attach it to my piercing tool, and I'm going to just shove it under there. Now I can kind of see if I will be able to kind of get some of this around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some out, and then I'm going to kind of put it under over here and pull it a little tight so that it holds. And then I'm going to go tight here and kind of leave it out. Same thing. There we go. And just kind of let it build up. And then I'll secure it with a couple of glue dots that I position wherever. There we go. Okay, I feel like this is going to be enough for me to work with. Oh, it's popping out. Okay. And I don't want to pull them all one way. Okay, let's start grabbing some glue dots, and I'm just going to kind of shove them up there. Now, the issue with this and why this is kind of harder to work with is because it's hemp. You know, it's one of those things, I like it, but I don't. I meant to kind of go, I would like one knot to be on the glue dot. There we go. And kind of stick the rest in there. And now I'm just trying to pull some of them out to kind of loosen them. There we go. And I think I'm going to do another one over here. Oh, the glue dot is on me. Okay, there we go. I'm sure there's a much easier way to do this, but I've never done this before. So, you know, I'm just winging it. And I really could have used a micro glue dot for that. There we go. Oh, I'm so happy I only cut through the one piece of twine. Okay, so now I have like the, I don't know what you would call that, but it kind of does look similar to what is in the picture. So it kind of looks like that. They have a little bit more. There's theirs. There we go. That's it. That's the whole card. So that one's done. Yeah, I really like these cards. Okay, let's go ahead and remake it. All right, I'm just bringing in an extra card base. You can also pick up card bases. There'll be a link in the description. And the ones that are currently featured have craft envelopes, which I love for this autumn crafting, because I don't know, I just think it adds a little something. All right, I'm going to do the exact same thing and kind of measure them out, only I'm feeling a little more confident now. So I'm gonna kind of like lay them out and put them down. I want to just kind of make sure that I, you know, get that 1/8 of an inch. Then we're going to change this one up. Let me go ahead and bring in the pieces so I can talk about those while I am putting this down. All right, so I really focused on just that there was a circle medallion with this one that had a sentiment on it. And, you know, in the one we just made, it said give thanks. But one of the things that I noticed is on the sticker sheet, there are 2 more circles. And after looking at all of them, I know that those are not going to be used. They're very generous with the pieces on these kits. Just very, very generous. I have a bag of extras, and I'm looking forward to, you know, crafting with that as well. And, you know, tying this into some other things that I have going on. So I thought I would just use one of those, but with some background circles, because I hadn't done that yet. I hadn't gone to the sticker sheet, and I think it's a great idea when you can to use those stickers up. Okay. I'm feeling like it's a little light. Okay, and then the flat edge is going to kind of go to this one. But if they're, you know, if they're off a little, it's all good. They, to me, seem like they just go together very nicely. I really like this, and I could see this being a lot of fun, especially if you cut it on the Cricut. You know, all those angles would be done for you. All right, so I grabbed with my thin cuts. I just cut some solid, and I cut, and this, all of these, or these 2 are out of the scraps right here. I cut them out of 2 scraps that were left over in the kit, and then I just grabbed some of my French vanilla. I wasn't sure what size the circles were going to be, and I didn't want to measure them. I think I'm going to go with this Thankful for You, which is why I went with the lighter color, and it's looking like it's going to fit on that one. Let's just go ahead and give a little look-see. Okay, we'll move to this one. It could fit on either one of them, depending on how tight I would like it. I think these kind of stack nicely, so I'm going to go with that. Now, my biggest circle is smaller than the original, and that's coming in at, it's like just over 2. I actually think it's a 2-inch circle. All right, so let's go ahead and get these layered up. We're going to do some mixy-matchy here. There we go. Just some alternating circles. Now this here, let me grab my anti-static bag. You can also use, you know, cornstarch, baby powder, baking soda, any of those good things. Okay. And I think I would like to put this part on the foam tape. Okay, here we go. I have really been enjoying this series. Just a little bit of adhesive. Honestly, probably the liquid would have been easier in this place. I'm going to try to center this so you can see some of that stitching on my piece. Here we go. Now this time I'm going to try to do it a little differently. All right, before I put it on, right? Because try different things and see what you get. I'm going to go ahead and still a glue dot with that twine, and I'm just going to kind of put it right here in the center first. I'm going to kind of get an idea and say, all right, this is going to go about right here. And I'm looking at it and I feel like it's going to be a little on the plain side. So let me take a look. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be a little on the plain side. Cute, very cute basic card, but I'm kind of looking for, I think I want to add a little something to it. And this is the first time I'm adding something on the spot. I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to go get it in a minute, but for now, I'm going to pull this out and see about how I would kind of wind this around. And I think what I'm going to do is kind of twist it on my fingers. Let's see if I go this way. And let's do one more. Okay, there we go. This is an interesting thing because I have not done this before, and I do like, I have one that's stretched out a little too big, but I don't know how far back it goes. All right, let's try that one more time because I wanted to add one. Okay. We're gonna go for 5. Okay. Now I feel like they're too small, so I'm just going to kind of pull them like this instead. And I feel like whatever happens, happens at this point. Like I'm okay if it looks like a hot mess before I get my piece on it. I feel like that might work. I'm just kind of adjusting. And we're going to grab some washi tape. Okay. All right, and we're going to put this on foam tape. I'm going to really allow myself a lot of foam tape, not that I don't ever, but this way, just to kind of see what this is. And then I am going to add a little something to this. My circle is smaller, so that's kind of adding to the card feeling like it needs a little something. But I think we're okay. 2 cards, this will be great. Oh, I see a little piece I'm going to want to trim off. Oh, look at that. That worked out really well. I think that that looks good. It has the twine. I just have this little tiny piece right here. And there we go. And there we go. And I think we're good. Like, I think I'm okay with that. There it is. Could have used more though, maybe a little bit more since I'm taping it in the center to let it come out, maybe go a little heavier on it, but I'll do that next time. All right, let me grab. Okay, I don't want to cover up the beautiful background design, but I have been pulling many things out of my stash. I'm going to go ahead and run these off. And I just have a stamp set with leaves from my stash. So what I would tell you to do is grab a stamp set that you have, or a thin cut set that just has some leaves. I would kind of prefer more solids, but I am going to check in here first to see what I have, because I've been trying to go to this as much as possible. And then if I kind of don't see something that I think I really want to use, I'm just going to grab, oh, I do see something in here. Let's see. Okay, because it's down at the lower portion, there's a thing that says your friendship is a blessing to me, and look at that right there. I like that. And, you know, I have to be mindful of how big my thin cuts are, so I like that one right there. We have 2 of those, but I don't know that I want to use 2. Okay, and I have this one right here. Let's see. We're going to swap that one to there, and then we'll see if this one will fit on here. All right, let's figure out which is the bottom, since I will tuck it. I think it's going to go this way. So if you're going to tuck your, the bottom of your thin cut in, and you're going to do something like this, and you're going to cut off a portion of your thin cut, you always want to make sure you're cutting off the bottom, because you're not going to see it anyway. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just run these through. Make sure I get the top. There we go. I'm going to run these through my die cutting machine. There we go. And I'll be right back. Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll get some of this out of the way. There's just so many good things in the extra pieces. I'm looking forward to making some cards with them. Peel this off. And you can always keep these for quick stencils. I don't suggest you stockpile them, but I suggest, you know, if you're doing a project like this where you might be using some of the same pieces, you know, not a horrible idea. Okay, I have these 2, and I just don't want them to blend too much. All right, so I wanted to do that. And now I'm going to grab some dark brown ink. I'm going to be stamping this one right here. Just add a couple of leaves to this. It's so fun to remake these. Like a whole pile of stuff next to me now. This is a well-loved stamp that I have. Autumn stamps are probably my favorite to buy. I would always buy the most Christmas because I make the most Christmas card kits for events that I have. However, my favorite to buy for personal use that I'll keep forever and ever is probably always going to be autumn. Look how pretty that is. Okay. All right, fantastic. You can see I already have some gold sprinkled down here, and I was going to sprinkle it again with the gold shimmer, but I'm going to get out some gold stickles, and we will add the final touches to this card. I'm going to let that sit for a moment. That gold is really gold, maybe. I think I'm going to switch to the platinum. There we go. Okay. I do want to be able to kind of play with where I'm going to put this. I feel like I like that right there, but let's just switch it just in case. Yep, I like it the other way. Okay, so this one has some adhesive on it. We're going to just go ahead and kind of put that down. I might have even wanted that twine to go on top of these. Oh, it's so nice to have a forgiving adhesive. There we go. We'll add this one. That way we don't hide that twine. Couple of little leaves being added to this end. Let's grab some bling. So cute, just a really simple, just says thankful for you. And I'm gonna go in with a little heart. A little glittery gem right off from that heart. And a star right up here. I'm sticking with bling that I feel will blend a little bit, so it'll only stick out a little. Another heart right here. And I'm really just trying to use up some of this bling that I have. And there we go. So just kind of 3 up here and 3 up here. And now I'm gonna take this platinum stickles. And we're just going to put a little right here. I'm just kind of dragging it out at this point. I'm not squeezing anymore. I'm just using it to spread a little bit of the stickles. And then kind of next to the ones that do not have the glitter that I used, I'm going to add 2 more little dots of it there and there. And then I'm going to kind of tap it a little to flatten them out. This is also how I do my liquid pearls. There we go. Oh, I like that. That is super cute for me. Learned something new, did a whole new card design. I cannot wait to play with this. I see this card sketch coming up in one of the creative art challenges that we do in the group. If you want to join that, reach out to me and I'll make sure to get you all the information. Okay, so here we are once again. 2 cards, 2 ways. It's or 1 card, 2 ways, depending on how you look at it. I really like them. This was a lot of fun for me. This was a new thing I did. I'm going to have to practice that and do it on a lot more. If you found this video useful, I would love for you to hit that like button. If you want to say hi and leave me a comment, I'll make sure to get back with you. If you subscribe, I'd be ever grateful. And if you share with your friends, we will welcome them. So, and all those things help me out tremendously here in the YouTube community. So I thank you ahead of time. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful crafting day. And I look forward to being back here with you for another project in this series and more. Bye-bye.